Today's Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Taz, and it's that time of the week again where we rewind and go back in time. Welcome to TBT, Throwback Thursday. You know, memory's a funny thing. You can take one song, one smell, one old photograph, and before you know it, you're standing in a place you haven't been for over 30 years. What do you say we take a little drive? Folks, there was something about growing up in the 90s. Back then, your first car wasn't just transportation, it was freedom. I remember seeing other kids around my neighborhood. Some were lucky enough to borrow their parents' cars. Others already had rides with dark tinted windows, shiny rims, and 12-inch subs that you could hear long before they turned the corner. I wasn't one of those kids. I could only imagine what it must have felt like to have your own set of keys, to decide where you're going and when. I remember when I was 21 years old, I finally did it. I bought my first car. It cost me $1,200. I still remember my first test drive. The moment I sat behind that wheel, I was sold. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't fast, but to me it was everything I had dreamt about growing up. And for the first time, I wasn't borrowing somebody else's freedom. I had my own. Like every young guy back then, I wanted the same things that everybody wanted. Dark tinted windows, a decent sound system, big subs in the back. The only problem was I couldn't afford any of that. So what did I do? I improvised. I found one of those big wooden speakers. You know, the ones you'd normally have sitting in your family's living room. Wired it into the back of my little car, connected it to the tape deck, and convinced myself it sounded just as good as everyone else's expensive setup. Looking back at it now, it probably didn't, but back then it was perfect. I remember my buddy and I would jump into that little car, turn up the music, and head to the beach with nowhere special to be and no real plans. We weren't chasing anything. We were simply enjoying something I've waited for years to have. Today I drive a vehicle that's bigger, quieter, safer, and better in just about every other way. But if I'm being honest, none of these vehicles have ever felt quite like the first one. Because that little $1,200 car wasn't really about the car. It was about what it represented: freedom, independence, and the feeling that for the very first time, life was finally beginning. My name is Taz, and that's been this week's TBT Throwback Thursday. Until the next time, thank you for taking a trip down memory lane with me. And remember, sometimes the things we want the most become the memories we treasure the most. Stay fly.